What's up guys, Syiler here, and we are back with another video, and this one I'm going to be talking about my 1 to 100 leveling route, any tips or tricks I use, when I dungeon, when I quest, where I quest, all that kind of stuff. So, as you may or may not have known, quite recently, a few days ago, I did a 1 to 100 no sleep leveling. It's basically where I level a character in one sitting. Obviously I take breaks and stuff and take the proper precautions to make it as safe as possible, but I do it without sleep. And it took me just over 37 hours to complete. I'll show you the slash played. So it's 1 day, 15 hours, 19 minutes, but I've got an hour and 40 minutes already played, so, you know, deduct that off and it's like 37.5 hours. So it took a while. It took longer than I actually expected. I was aiming for about 35 hours as the max, and I feel like if you took breaks and you didn't do it straight, you could definitely do it in about 30 hours. So we'll start things off. I did this just with heirlooms, full set of heirlooms. You can upgrade heirlooms to level 100, which I'll talk about a bit later on. I did not use Recruiter Friend, which, if you don't know, Recruiter Friend will give you 300% bonus experience while you're playing with your friend. And I did not use the 300% elixirs either, which I'll talk about a little bit later on. So to start this video off, we're going to be taking a look at the route and things like that where I went. So we'll start off for 1 to 60. In terms of 1 to 60 dungeons, I do dungeons mainly once. If they've got quests in them, I'll queue for them specifically, and I'll get the quest done in that dungeon. Say for example, I have 4 dungeons that I'm able to get through Random Dungeon Finder, and I've not done any of them, and they all give quests, then I'll random queue. Say for example, there's 4 dungeons, and I've done 2 of them, and there's 2 that I haven't done, and they all give quests, but obviously I've done 2 of them already, then I'll specific queue for the 2 that I haven't done, just because I feel it's more worthwhile to get the dungeon that, has like 3 or 4 quests, rather than just getting the random dungeon bonus, which is like 1 quest. I feel that's more worthwhile, and it also allows me to dodge dungeons like Gnomegun and Stormwind Stockades as Horde, which don't have any quests for Horde players. So it basically just allows me to pick and choose the better dungeons and things like that. Some people disagree with that, and they'd rather just queue random all the time, and they feel the just XP you get from the dungeon itself is worthwhile. I don't agree, but hey, it's just leveling preference. So I start out in Durotar, but obviously I'm Orc, so that's where I'm going to start anyway. Just take your generic thing. And then I move into Northern Barrens. Now obviously this is going to be a little bit more Horde focused, because obviously I play Horde. So just kind of look at the alternatives, and the route will kind of help you out. Maybe not as early on, but yeah, you can take a few ideas from it as Alliance anyway. So I go into Northern Barrens, obviously Firewatch Post. Do the quest there, head over to the Crossroads, do all the quests there, the ones that take you over to the Forgotten Pools. I'm queuing for dungeons in the meantime, and I might end up having to go over to the Over Oasis, and depending on dungeon queues and things like that. And as soon as I'm done, as soon as I'm level 20, I'll head into Ashenvale. I'll start off at the sort of the Fallen, it's the Morshan Rampart. I'll start there, do all the quests there, then it'll send me over to the Warsong Labour Camp. I generally skip doing anything at Splinter Tree Post, just because I don't normally need to, and the quests are kind of poop there. The demon quests over here aren't too bad, but I just generally avoid it. Generally, I'm on my way out of the zone by this point anyway. I would have got a dungeon pop, so I'll head over to Silverwind Refuge, do anything else that remains, like the elementals in the river, or the Furblogs, and then I'll leave the zone as soon as I can, and I'll head to Stone Talon Mountain at 25. Now, I love this zone, and I would recommend trying to fit it into your path if you're Horde, just because it's really fast. For some reason, the quests feel like they give more experience, and there's one chunk once you get to Gromgar Fortress. The quests feel really condensed, like there's a lot in a small area, and then you go into the mines, and there's a lot more there as well. So I generally get done with that zone fairly quickly, and then I'll head into Southern Barrens, because there's like a route you can take to get to Southern. Start off at Hunter's Hill, do all the quests kind of at the Honest Stand, then head over to the Overgrowth, do all the quests there, and then at that point, once again I'm queuing for dungeons in the meantime, I'm usually done with the zone. I might head over to Vendetta Point, but there's also a little kind of extra quest hub you could do in the Overgrowth as well, so I usually do that first. Once I'm done with Southern Barrens, I'll head over to Western Plaguelands. I'll start off at the Bulwark, I'll go to Andrahal, do all the quests there, and then once again, normally at that point I'm done. Also, Alderman is one of the dungeons you can get at this point, and it's really good for XP. There's a lot of bosses in there, there's a lot of quests, and it doesn't really take that long, so quite a nice dungeon to fit into your sort of dungeon queues. Once I'm done there, I'll head into Southern Plaguelands, Eastern Plaguelands, and we'll do the Fiora's Caravan. Do those quests, head further up if I need to, but once I'm done with the zone, I'll run all the way to Light's Chapel, or Light's Hope Chapel, and there'll be a goblin there with a rocket, and you can get that at level 44. And what that'll do is it'll take you all the way to Badlands, so it stops you having to really travel yourself. It's fairly fast, so it does the job, and it'll end you up in Fuse Light by the Sea. Do the quest there, and that'll take you over here. And then you're going to run to Fuse Light, do the quest at Fuse Light, head over to the dragon. I think is it an Emerald Dragon or a Red Dragon? One of the two. I think it's a Red Dragon. Do the quest with the Red Dragon. Head over to Bloodwatch Point, and then do the quests here. Now, there's one set of quests in particular that take you inside this cave, or inside this tomb, or whatever you want to call it, and they're basically a couple of puzzles. They're really quick to do, and then you'll have to kill 2 mobs and then loot a chest. And the XP from that like little bundle of quests is really good for the time that you do it. So try and fit that kind of quest chain into your route. If it needs be, normally I'm done by this point, but if needs be, I guess I'll head over to New Kargath, do a couple of quests there, and then leave the zone. Then we'll head into Searing Gorge at 37, start off at Thorium Advance, do all the quests there. If needs be, I'll head over to Thorium Point, do the quest just below there, and then I'm roughly done with the zone by that point. I normally don't have to do past that. So I'll head into Burning Steps about 49, start off at Flamestar Post, do all the quests there, and maybe sometimes I end up in Chisel Grip depending on the dungeons, but I had to do like 2 or 3 quests at Chisel Grip before I've got enough. And once you end up at 52, there's another goblin right... Oh, wrong zone. There's another goblin right here. You can run over, speak to her, and she'll give you a rocket, which will take you to Swamp of Sorrows. And Swamp of Sorrows, you'll end up in Bog Paddle. Do all the quests at Bog Paddle. Keep an eye out for like rares all the way through 1 to 60. Rares are definitely... They're normally up, and you can get add-ons like I use Handy Notes, and there's a lot of add-ons out there that will tell you where rares are. And rares are still worth killing 1 to 60. Obviously, don't go out of your way for them, but if they're nearby, you know, just pop off and kill them. Do Bog Paddle, you'll get sent kind of over here, and you'll do more sort of goblin quests. And then you'll get sent all the way down here as well, and there'll be some more goblin quests for you to do. Now, there's a quest chain with the Emerald Dragonflight, just at the top of the Temple of Atal Hakar, and I would seriously recommend fitting this into your questing route. You do end up getting sent there after you finish the goblin quest chain, but say for example you're nearly done with the zone, and you haven't done the temple, I would quickly run up there and do it. The first quest's a bit crap, you've got to go and loot things in the water, it takes a little while, but once you're done with that, it's literally, okay, explore the temple, okay, kill 1 mob, okay, walk up here, okay, kill another mob, okay, walk here, okay, kill another. It's like 6 quests in really quick succession, and the XP's great from it, so definitely would recommend that quest chain as well. And then once I'm done with that, I am now ready for Blasted Lands at, I think, 56-ish. Well, for some reason it's not showing me the levels for the zone. I guess it's 54-ish. I can't actually remember from the top of my head, but normally when I'm done with Swamp Sorrows at like 54, I'll head into Blasted Lands. Start off at here, and then I'll go into the cave, do all the quests in the cave, and then I'll do the Ogres, and then I'll do the Demon Hunter quest chain, which is just in kind of like the cave under the Altar of Storms if you're Horde. They'll be in this cave here if you're Alliance. And generally by the end of the Demon Hunter quest chain, I'm done with the zone. Now you could end up doing the quest over here in the Sunvale, but I've never had to do those in any of my like 1 to whatever playthroughs. At least with Heirlooms, I've never had to. Once again, you're queuing for dungeons, and the Blackrock Depth dungeons, and not Blackrock Depth, the Blackrock like mountain dungeons aren't too bad at this point. They used to be a lot worse when the dungeon wasn't split up as well, but they're worth queuing into now. Once again, would only do them once, but there's a few bonus objectives in there, a few decent quests that are quick to do, so it's worth taking a look at. So there's a few dungeons for you to do at that point. And then once I'm 58, I'll head into Outland. I'll start off in Hellfire, you know, do the general sort of starting zone, Fralmar or on Old. I'll do the quest kind of at the Reaver's Fall. It'll send you to do the bombing runs and stuff like that. I'll finish off any of the demon quests just behind Fralmar, and then I'll fly over to the Spinebreaker Ridge. I'll do those quests, do like the Expedition Armory stuff, do the Zefgor stuff, and then I'll head over to Falcon Watch and do the stuff there as well. Generally avoid the Magha stuff, it's quite slow and yeah, it's not really worthwhile. And then once I'm about 64, 65-ish, I'll eventually leave Hellfire, once again doing the dungeons once for quests. Especially in Outland quests, the bonus isn't as good. So at this point I literally just queue specific. I'll get each dungeon done once for the quest, because the quests give a good chunk of experience and the dungeons aren't too slow. A couple of dungeons I'll avoid though are the Caverns of Time one. For some reason I can't. The Durnhole Keep, I avoid that, and I'll also avoid. That's it in terms of dungeons. Actually, everything else is okay to do once. Head into Zangarmarsh for a level, just doing the Cenarian Refuge stuff, doing the Umbrafen Village, doing the Naga stuff, and then maybe I'll do the stuff in this cave as well over here. That's just after you've done the Umbrafen Village stuff. And then once all that's done, I'll leave the zone. I would have got a level by that point, and I'll head into Nagrand. Yeah, Nagrand. Do the Garadar stuff, or you know, the Telar if you're Alliance. Do the Nessinwari stuff over here. Nessinwari quests are very, very good. You know, it's basically just kill mobs. So if you're playing something that's able to kill on the move, like a hunter, then those quests are great for you. You want to try and get those kind of quests in as much as possible. If you can get a friend, or there's a few people in the zone, try and do the Ring of Blood in the Laughing Skull Ruins. Great quest chain, gives you a lot of quick XP. It's basically just kill a mob, hand in, kill a mob, hand in. I do the quests over at the Sunspring Post and the Warmill Hill. And then by that point, I'm about 58 with dungeons and stuff like that. Oh, sorry, 68. Now, of recent, I've been heading into Shadowmoon Valley for a level. Not too sure how I feel about it, but the reasoning behind that is basically before Warlords of Draenor, the XP difference between 69 and 70 was huge because Wrath inflated experience. But with Warlords of Draenor, they scaled everything down, including experience gains. So the difference between 69 and 70 is like marginal. It's very, very small. So before you would head into Northrend because of the high experience quests and the low experience requirement for 68 and 69. But that isn't the case anymore. A Northrend quest gives you a little bit more than a Outland quest. So what I've been doing is staying in Shadowmoon Valley for a level, heading off in at 69, and then I can stay in Borean Tundra for a little bit longer. It basically means I spend less time in Zuldrak, and I can get to Sholazar Basin faster. So that's kind of the idea behind that. Whether it's worthwhile, I'm still deciding, but you know, that's something you can consider. It isn't worth, like, you don't have to shoot off to Northrend anymore. There isn't that crazy XP boost. So keep that in mind anyway. Start off at, you know, basic Warsong Hold or the Alliance base. Do all the quests there, and then I'll head over to the Riplash Rand. I'll do the quest there, and then I'll head over to the Amber Ledge, do all the stuff there, and then the stuff in Kuldara. The Kuldara quest chain is quite good, so, and story-wise it's quite cool as well. Generally finish all that off, once again doing dungeons once for the quests, and that'll be about it. I don't really think that they're worthwhile doing more than once. And some of the quests, or some of the dungeons give a lot of quests, like the Nexus gives like 4 quests, so definitely worth picking up and doing at least once. And then by that point, I'm generally done with the zone, so I'll head out about 73, 74ish. I'll head into Dragonblight, and in Dragonblight, you know, start off at the default base, whatever it is for you. Do Agmar's Hammer. I'll head over and do the stuff just below, just here, the Moon Rest Gardens, and also the stuff inside Azul Narub. There's a couple of quests in there. Get all that done. I'll kill the wanted mobs. It's like a bird that you've got to kill and a Minotaur thing that you've got to kill as well. Get all those done, and then I'll hand in like, it's about 12 quests to hand in at once. So I'll get a huge chunk of experience. Once again, queuing for dungeons once for the quests. And then I may end up going and doing a few quests at Wormrest Temple, depending on how many dungeons I've got done. And by that point, I'm usually about 74, 75-ish, on my way to 76. And then I'll head into Grizzly Hills for a level. I'll start off at Conquest Hold, do all the quests there, do the quests at like Vold, Ruin, do the quests just to the left of there, like the kill quests, and then I'll do the quests at the... It's like here, you've got to kill some Worgen guys and some bears, and then you've got to look through the eyes of the eagles and stuff like that. I generally get all those done, and then I've got my level, and I'll head into Zuldrak. I'll get a level from Zuldrak, so at this point I'll be 76. Head into Zuldrak, I'll do the Lights Breach, I'll do some of the Agent Stand, and I'll do the Amphitheater. I'll get some friends in, or find, you know, people in the zone to do it with. And then I'll get a level. And then what you want to do is you want to fly to Crystal Song Forest, and you want to go to Dalaran. And on the kind of like landing pad of Dalaran, there'll be a quest. If you pick up that quest and speak to him again, he'll take you straight to Sholazar Basin. So it saves you that kind of flight in between Crystal Song and Sholazar, and it's instant. He literally teleports you there. So do that, and then you'll end up just near the Nessinwari base camp. Do the quest there. The Nessinwari base camp quests are really, really good. It's all kill quests, and they're all kind of concentrated. It's all like kill 5 of these and 3 of these, and they're all right next to each other. So it's really, really good for quests. I'll get all his quests done. I'll get the 3 main ones where it's like kill the crocodile and the tiger and all that kind of stuff. And then I'll head up and do the one where you've got to kill the dragon, the proto drake. And then once I'm done with that, I'll head to River's Heart, and I'll speak to the woman who wants you to get Pitch's coat, or, you know, like kill the tiger basically. When you kill the tiger, the Frenzy Heart will be like, you've got to help us now. Speak to that guy, and you'll have a quest to start helping the Frenzy Heart. I'll hand in the one quest at River's Heart, you know, to finish off that, and then I'll head to the Frenzy Heart village. Wouldn't recommend doing any of the quests at River's Heart, like the Finding Key and stuff like that. The chain from there on out, I don't really find that great. I find the Frenzy Heart stuff much better. And I'll do that, and then by that point, I'm done with Northrend. I'll be level 80 roughly. You can easily get like the 3 levels remaining from Sholazar. You can even get 4 levels from Sholazar, but it just feels a bit smoother if you only aim for 3. Once again, doing the dungeons that are available. I do avoid the Cullen of Strathholm, and I also avoid Trial of the Champions. So, you know, those are 2 dungeons to keep in mind to potentially avoid as well. And then it'll be Cataclysm time, and Cataclysm goes really, really quickly. I avoid Vashir, I just don't like the flow and feel of the zone. I'll head to Mount Hyjal, and I'll generally get about 2.5 levels from Mount Hyjal. I do everything all the way up to saving the Harpy and saving the Turtle. Once I've done those 2 quests, that's kind of like the, okay, we're done. And I'll head to Deepholm. And then here I'll do the Storm Fury Wreckage. I'll do the flying like Alliance ship, wherever that is. After that I'll do the Deathwing's Fall, I'll do the Silver Marsh, and then I'll do the Twilight Overlook. And then once I've got that shard of the World Temple, I'll be done. I'll generally be on my way to 84 at this point. And then I'll head to Uldum. Oh, sorry, I'll be on my way to 84. I'll be like over halfway into 83, and do the Ramkahen stuff, do the Harrison Jones stuff at the tomb, and then I'll do the 3 generals quests where it's like the general on the bridge where he wants you to do the stuff in the water, the general on the right, and then the general in the fields as well. And by the time I've done maybe 2 of the generals, I'll be pretty much 85. Now you could leave Uldum early and head towards Twilight Highlands. The reason I don't is the pre-quest to get to Twilight Highlands takes so long, and it's generally 1 quest at a time. I like doing bulk quests, like 3 or 4 quests that, to go and do and then hand in at once. It just feels better and it flows better. So I generally avoid the Twilight Highlands intro quest if I can. Sometimes I might go out if there's someone nearby to help me. I'll quickly go and do the COC, the like Ring of Blood in Twilight Highlands. But it is quite a long flight to do, and yeah, it's not. It gives like maybe 30-40% of a level, so it's nice to do, especially if you're getting bored with Uldum or whatever. You can head there and do that. But generally, I try and avoid Twilight Highlands. The pre-quest just takes too long, in my opinion, at least. In terms of dungeons, dungeons aren't too bad. In Cata, I just generally don't do them because of how fast you can get through the zones at this point. I just don't find dungeons worthwhile, especially the Cata dungeons can potentially be groups that wipe. I just don't do them. So then we're done with Cataclysm. I'll head to Mr. Pandaria. I'll go to Jade Forest. Now, right now, I'm unsure of how long I want to stay in Jade Forest for. Normally, you don't have heirlooms for doing Mr. Pandaria, but with the ability to upgrade heirlooms to level 100, you can. So I stayed in Jade Forest all the way up to doing the Grokin village, or hill, whatever you want to call it. And I was about 85.5 when I left. I headed to Valley of the Four Winds, got the everything done all the way up to the Nesumuri Safari, and then Stoneplow I did a little bit of, and by that point I was just about 88. And then I headed to Kunlai Summit, and we got a full level from Kunlai Summit, so I was pretty much 89. I did the Binan Village, I did the the East Wind Rest or West Wind Rest if you're Alliance. Did all the quests with the the Campfire Ordo. Did the stuff at the Ink Gil Mare. Did the stuff at the Yak Car Wash. And then I head up through the zone this way, just so I can collect all the treasures of Pandaria, because there's like 3 or 4 that you can get along this route, and they give a huge amount of experience. So I picked them up along my way of leaving the zone, and I left at 89 and headed into Townlong. I think I was like 10% away from 89. Headed into Townlong at 89-ish, and did the fire camp also, or whatever it's called, this stuff here. Then went down to Hatred's Vice, and if you're not 90 by this point, there's quite a good quest chain over here with the mist people, like the mist men. I can't remember what they're called. He's like a one-eyed monster. You can do the quest there if you want, or you could head over and do the quest with the Shadow Pan, which is somewhere around here. Oh, it's right there. The Battlefront, you can do the quest there as well. And then you should be level 90. In Mr. Pandaria, I don't do any dungeons anymore. Dungeons aren't too bad. A little bit less value than they were in Cata, but especially with how fast it is to level through Mop now, I just didn't think it was worth the time in queuing. Just went round, did the quest as quickly as I could, and I was done with Mop in about 2 to 3 hours, so it was really, really fast. Well, compared to what it used to be at least. And then once I'm done with that, I head to Draenor. Rule for Draenor, I wouldn't say do any dungeons. The dungeons don't give quests. They're pretty difficult to do, because most people will be under-geared who are trying to do them. And they just aren't worthwhile for the time that it takes to do them while leveling. So I would say avoid, up to you, but I would definitely say avoid those. I head into Frostfire Ridge. Obviously if you're Alliance, you can do the Alliance stuff. In terms of Warlords of Draenor, there's a few things that you just need to keep in mind. Quests are okay, bonus objectives are pretty much a must, and treasures are worth picking up if they're along your route. You can get an add-on called Handy Notes and Handy Notes Draenor Treasures, and that will be what you can see on the map right now. It basically shows you where all the rares are, where all the treasures are, and the treasures give a good amount of experience. Also at 91, you can pick up a potion from your garrison called the Potion of Accelerated Learning. It costs 100 garrison resources, and it'll give you 20% experience gain for an hour. So kind of cheap in terms of garrison resources. If you're leveling and all, I would definitely recommend buying them. If this is your first character, then it might not be worth it, just because your garrison takes a lot of resources to build up to level 3. And your garrison on a main character is kind of useful, so it'll be more of a struggle if you do spend, basically waste garrison resources. Up to you though, you can definitely get those garrison resources back, it'll just take you longer to build your garrison up. But you could definitely get away with getting a couple, even if it is your main character, and that won't hurt you too badly. So, get the potion from your garrison. There'll be a vendor just outside your inn, and on the very last page, he'll have he'll sell stuff for garrison resources, and on the last page, he'll have the potion. Use that at 91, and that'll give you a good chunk of experience gain. Now, generally what I do with my potion is I'll get it, and then I'll just about have a bonus objective done. It'll be 99% completed, then I'll pop the potion, I'll get the bonus XP from the objective, and then I can carry on some, just basically saving 10 minutes time by doing that. I do all the bonus objectives in Frostfire Ridge, as I said, doing the quests along the way and picking up any treasures as well, thanks to the add-on. Once I'm 92, I head into Gorgrond, and I stayed in Gorgrond for 3 levels. In Gorgrond, I would recommend picking up the Shredder, the Lumber Mill, because the Shredder's really, really nice. It allows you to kill the kind of elite mobs in the zone, and they will give you a item that you can, that'll start a quest, which you can turn in for some XP. And they're also great for doing the objectives quickly as well. My route for here is I do Beast Watch, head down, do the stuff kind of here, and there's and then I'll head down to Evermorn Springs. I'll do the objective just above that with the Saber guys. Finish up the quest chain at Bastion Rise, and then I'll head up, and there's 2 bonus objectives here. I'll also do the quest chain at Tangle Heart. I'll continue heading up. I'll kill the elite mobs that I pass by. I'll do the other bonus objective just above the, it's here. Don't know the name of it, but it's a bonus objective here. And there's also another rare, a elite mob that you can kill. And then I'll head back to Beast Watch, hand in my quest so far. I'll head up, do the bonus objective just above, which is Nature vs. Monster or something. I'll also do the bonus objective at Stonewall, head up again, and I'll do the other 2 bonus objectives just up here. Once again, collecting any treasures that are along the way. And yeah, by that point I'll be 95 on my way to 96. Then I'll head to Talador. I literally just stay in Talador for 1 level. It's kind of meh for a zone, so I want to get out of it as quickly as possible. I'll head to the the starting zone. I'll do my quests. I'll do the bonus objective in Zangara. Head back, hand those in. Do the other bonus objective at the Orc questing hub. If you're Alliance, it's over here. The bonus objective, and by that point I've pretty much got my level. Might have to do a few more of the quests in the quest chain, but yeah, I'll be done. As soon as I'm 96, I head into Spires. This zone is great. I would recommend picking the inn as you're building, as it does give you increased experience while in Spires. And then what I'll do is go to Axefall, or the Alliance place, Southport. I'll do the Admiral Taylor's Garrison. I'll do the bonus objective just above that, and then I'll do the bonus objective at Bladefist. I'll head back, then I'll head to Pinch Whistle Gearworks, which will have a quest to fly you there. Do all the stuff there. That'll take you down to Pinchwheel Point, do the quest there. Once you're done, that'll take you back to Pinchwheel. I'll kill the wanted mob just to the left. Then I'll do the bonus objective just to the left again, also killing the other wanted mob. Just above Bloodmane Valley, there's these bonus objectives. No, sorry, not bonus objectives. There's these adventure items that give you experience, and when used, they also give you rested experience. There's 5 of them, so you can get I think 12 or 15% bonus rested experience. So I definitely would recommend going slightly out of your way to grab them, just because of the XP gain you're going to get from having them. You could continue in the zone till 69 quite easily, especially with all the XP gains from the potion and the inn. And there's a few other bonus objectives to do up here. You could get those done, but I just decided to leave the zone. At that point I was 98, and I was a little bit bored of Spires. It probably would be better to stay in Spires until 99, but I just wasn't feeling it. So I headed off to Northrend, did the introduction quest, did the stuff at the Burning Blade, I went over to the Ring of Trials, did all that stuff there, did the bonus objective just to the right, Hal Valor, it's like to kill wolves and stuff like that, and then I headed up and did the bonus objective just over here somewhere with the Saber guys. And then once I'm done with that, I head up to the Throne of Elements. I do all the quests up here because the quest chain is really good. There's 6 quests for you to do. There's a couple of bonus quests to pick up as well by killing the sludge, the fire sludge on the fire side. That'll give you a quest. There's a few objectives to pick up as well and adventures. I get all that done. Then once I've handed that in, that'll take you to Oshingun. I get all the stuff done down there as well, and I'm done. I'm level 90 by that point. I'll be all I need from the zone to get me to... I'll be level 100 at that point. I've not gone back. So by that time, I'll have all the objectives done, and yeah, I'll have enough experience with Heirlooms and the Garrison Potion to have me done through the zone. So remember, this is the route that I take. It isn't the best route. It isn't, MLG, this is the quickest route you must take. But a lot of people wanted to know the route that I use and how I level because they feel I level quickly. I disagree. I think it's average at best. But, maybe if you learnt some things from this and, it'll help you, especially if you're newer to WoW. In terms of a few things I mentioned earlier on, you can upgrade Heirlooms to level, you can upgrade Heirlooms to level 100 now. So as you can see, it works all the way up to level 100, granting you experience gain all the way from 1 to 100, which is huge for leveling. You can upgrade your Heirlooms if you're Horde in Undercity. If you go to Undercity, go to the Rogue Quarter, and it's just here-ish. They're expensive though. It's 2k to upgrade armor pieces and I think 5k for weapons. So, quite a big chunk of gold. I would recommend focusing on the XP gain Heirlooms first, and then upgrade the trinkets and weapons later on, just because they're more luxury if anything. Obviously weapons help you kill things faster, which is great, but the XP gain is just as good. So, and I'd rather have 20%, if you've only got 5k gold, I'd rather have 2 upgraded heirloom pieces, which is going to give me 20% XP, rather than just a weapon, if that makes sense. If you're Alliance, it's in Ironforge, and it's in the, I can't click on Ironforge, but, oh, actually I can. And it's in the Hall of the Explorers. So if you head to the Hall of the Explorers, there'll be a bit in the back, and that'll be where it is, basically. So, that out of the way. I also mentioned about a potion which will give you 300% experience gain. That is called the Elixir of Ancient Knowledge, and that drops from Pandaria. It works all the way up to level 85, and it comes from Dread Waste. Just where my mouse is now, there's a mob that can spawn there, a rare mob on about an hour respawn called Crawl the Blade. And when killed, he'll have a chance of dropping the potion, which when used will give you 300% bonus experience for an hour, all the way up to level 85, and if you die, you will lose the potion. So keep that in mind, especially if you're on a PvP server. Try and be safe when you use it. It also now drops from Warlords of Draenor as well. It comes from Northrend, and within Northrend, there's a few rare mobs that are related to the Steam Weedle. I can't remember what the name of the faction is, but basically the faction that's here. And when killed, they'll have a chance of dropping a bag. I think the bag's on a 10% chance, and then inside the bag there'll be a chance of getting an Elixir of Ancient Knowledge. Now these are quite rare respawns, and I think they're on an hour as well, and they'll appear within the zone. They're quite difficult to solo, and yeah, they're within the zone though, so you'll be able to kill those, and have a chance of getting an Elixir of Ancient Knowledge as well. So there you go, that is everything I know. You've picked my brain, you know all my trade secrets and stuff like that, and how I level and all that kind of good stuff. One final tip is if you join a good guild, you can buy banners, battle standards. My guild that I joined wasn't good, it didn't have them unlocked, but there's basically from the guild vendor, there's a 5% banner, a 10% banner, and a 15% banner. They give you increased experience only when killing mobs, not for quests. So what you want to do is, if you have the gold to buy them, get to I think it's friendly or honoured with your guild, go to the guild vendor in Orgrimmar or Stormwind, buy them, and you could even bind them to one of your major keys. And what it'll do is it'll rotate the banners if you get the macro. So it'll drop the 5%, when the 10% comes off cooldown, it'll drop to 10%. When the 15% comes off cooldown, it'll drop to 15%. So you don't need to worry about placing them down, but a good way of using them is when you're in a questing area, drop to 15%, kill mobs, move to the next place, drop to 10%, move to the next place, drop to 5%, and then by the time you've done that, the 15 should be coming off cooldown again, and then you can drop the 15 again. And it might not seem like much, but 15%, 10%, and 5% bonus experience from killing mobs all the way from leveling it adds up. It really does speed up the leveling process. So keep that in mind as well. I think they cost like 200 gold each, so you will need a good chunk of gold to buy them, and your guild needs to have them unlocked. So you want to join more of like a big social guild for them having a chance of having them unlocked. But yeah, thanks for watching, guys. Look out for more videos coming very soon. And hopefully you've enjoyed this video, hopefully it's been helpful in sort of teaching you how to level and stuff like that. And I apologise for my voice going, talking for 30 odd minutes straight does take your toll on your voice. So as I said, look out for more videos coming soon, and if you enjoyed the video, give me a comment and thumbs up, I guess. See ya.